You don't need an MBA for tech sales.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all. Honestly, in this day and age, in my opinion, you just need experience.
Hackerproof HQ, we're back. Another episode something. At this point, we're not even counting anymore. Today, we're with a great guest, but before we talk about the guest, we're trying to let you guys know about our event. Our event is March 17th. We're bringing CISOs, CIOs, and tech professionals basically from the Houston ecosystem to come network, learn from each other, and find ways that we could all work together and better the tech ecosystem here in Houston. And before I say all that, I would like to introduce our guest of honor, a man with so many titles,
I know.
so many names,
I know.
nice suits,
Big stage energy.
nice
man.
watch. What else am I missing? You know,
The Nike
Jarrett,
set? Come on.
Jarrett
Swag is
Albritton.
different.
You know,
Hey.
Swag is
Jarrett
different.
Albritton. Thanks for coming on today. You know,
Yes.
I think we met last year somehow, but
Yeah.
and now we're coming to fruition. You're coming on our show. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank
I'm gonna
you
let
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm gonna
you.
pass it over to you and have you introduce yourself and let us know who you are.
Yeah, man. So thank you so much for having me.
course.
I'm also really excited for your event.
Thank you.
Because what I do is really connect people to events because at events is where you can find the decision makers for like jobs,
Yeah.
investments, getting on podcasts, stages. So that's where all the action happens. So excited to actually go to your event. But my name is Jarrett Albritton. I've been in tech since 2006. So I got UNC status in the tech space.
Nah, he got money status.
That's
That's not
verified.
UNC status. That's money
Verified.
status.
So, you know, you
Yes.
consider me tech unk. I actually bought the domain, so I might actually make that my thing. But I did software sales for 20 years, did over $40 million in sales, started my career off at IBM, and then worked mainly for startups where I helped them get from Series A, did a couple of IPOs, acquisitions, and then during the pandemic, organically started talking about just tech opportunities to rooms of black people, and it grew from like 80 followers to 80,000 on this app called Clubhouse. We helped hundreds of people get jobs through recruiter rooms. We'd have like 50 recruiters on stage. Black people would shoot their shot. That's how I started working with Afrotech, and then I started my podcast, Big Tech Energy. And then it led to me eventually starting Big Stage Energy, where we have a community where you can get unlimited amount of tech conferences for a flat price.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it's an ecosystem where we can support each other. And I'm really driving people to in-person events because online applications and shooting people shots in the DMs is going to be harder and harder as
is.
AI and deep fakes and automation and all
Yeah.
the things just make the online space crowded. So I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So from that, you talked about how you started. You started off in sales, right?
Yeah.
So how was that journey? Because I know sales back then, software sales back then is not what it is right now. So how was that journey when you started off?
Yeah, software sales was a very unknown thing in 2006. I actually didn't know about software sales, and it wasn't even a thought of getting into tech necessarily.
Yeah.
But I did sales internships in college because I heard about other students at the University of Texas that basically paid their way through college through this like door-to-door sales program. So I said, screw it, let me try.
Why not?
It was the hardest thing I ever did. First 3 weeks, I didn't sell anything, figured it out. That's a whole story in itself.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I did 2 summers, one summer in Kentucky, one summer in Minnesota, paid my way through college just through those 2 summers, and then another summer in Miami. So I was primed to do business-to-business sales in some capacity, but I also was obsessed with moving to New York City because of The Apprentice at the time,
Right.
before Donald Trump became who he is now.
Yeah.
I loved that show. I loved the buildings, etc. So I went to the Career Expo. We had just won the national championship with Vince Young, so all the like companies that probably wouldn't have came there came down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Long story short, I met IBM at a Career Expo.
Wow.
I told them how I sold books door to door, and they're like, "Dude, you're crazy. You know, we'd love to have you come to this diversity hiring summit in Atlanta." I pulled up, and they had multiple hiring managers across the country.
Just killed the interview.
And I went straight to New York, and I was just like, hey, I want the opportunity. They were like, well, we're only hiring for MBAs. I was like, well, I would love the chance just to meet the manager. So they flew me out there just on some you're not going to get the job thing.
Okay.
And when I got there, before I got there, I hit up my mentor, And I was like, they say I don't have a chance to get in the job because I don't have 3 to 5 years work experience. I don't have an MBA. Yeah. What do you think I should do? He's like, well, if you ask for the job, they're not going to expect it, and they may end up giving it to you. So just ask for it. So I studied really hard, and that's something that's really important when it comes to interviewing is like I knew the software, I knew the use cases, I knew the case studies, I knew the ROI impact, and so I came in there guns blazing.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was like, look, I know that I need 3 to 5 years work experience. I know that I don't have an MBA, but what I do know is anybody in that lobby or anybody that's applying will not work as hard as I will.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're not as passionate about this product and the solution, and they're not going to be fearless in the way that I was selling bookstore to door to go to the CTO.
What you just said right there, I just thought of a question. You know, it said hard work. Hard work in tech nowadays could be looked up upon as someone, because I feel like if you're working too hard in tech, sometimes you don't get the same recognition as someone who's going about corporate different
corporate politics.
Yeah, because I feel like hard work doesn't get the same respect as it do nowadays in tech.
So I would just say this, man, it's all about results.
That's true.
The reason why I like software sales more than other tech roles is because it's not subjective.
You can see my sales.
Yeah, it's like numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So even if I worked harder than the other person, but I got 30% of quota attainment, the other person has 200. They don't care.
They don't care because results matter.
Do you think that in terms of in the tech space, tech sales is harder than maybe the engineering aspect of it?
It depends. It just depends on the company. Because not all tech roles in sales are equal. Some are way easier, some are way more difficult. I tell people when you're looking for a tech sales role, the main question I always ask is, who is your top W-2 earner on the team, and how many reps are hitting quota? That helps me understand, like, one, can I really make money there? Is the commission plan good? And then two, are people struggling to hit quota? Is the quota so large that nobody can hit it? Is it unrealistic, or is it attainable? And those two things will help me understand, because if everybody's not hitting quota, then it's going to be an incredibly difficult job. You're always under pressure, you're always under delivering, and you're always on the chopping block.
And you're just not going to hit that unattainable goal.
Right, but if like 80% of reps are hitting quota,
then that means
I know that if I just replicate what they're doing, I probably can do the same. And if somebody made like $1 million W-2, then I can do the same. And the company actually likes to pay salespeople, because I've experienced companies that say I do 250% of quota, they'll be like, okay, cool, we're going to increase this quota. So now that same number would only get me to like 120, right? But there's certain sales leaders that want reps to get paid because it signals to the best sales people, come to my company.
We're gonna pay you.
And that's the type of things that I think about. Lastly, always go to a tech sales role where you can grow the account. Because if you sell the account and you have to give it away, then you're always starting from scratch. But if I have an account, say there's $1 million worth of revenue I can get there, I close a $100,000 deal, every quarter I could ship off $200K, $300K, $400K. So the importance is making sure you're under promise and over deliver when you're offering a solution. So if I tell you my solution can get you 2x increase in revenue because of the automations and the cost savings, blah, 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 I need to make sure during the implementation, we implement faster than I said that we would, and then we actually get more revenue attainment than I promised. So when we do the quarterly review or the end of the year review, and I'm said, hey, I promised 2x increase in revenue, talk to your team, it actually was 3.5. We said we implemented in 9 months, we actually implemented in 7. Now they take that success and they brag about it to the different departments, and they're selling on my behalf. So when that's happening, it's not necessarily I have to grind to get to my number. It's all right, how much are you buying this quarter?
Yeah, you said that in sales that you want to join an account that you could grow, right?
Yeah.
Does your network play a role in that? Because again, you join an account that you could grow. I'm guessing you have to have a large network so you can reach out to different organizations and figure out exactly what company you could sell that product to. Is that part of it?
The biggest part, honestly, is one, a product that actually works. So because if the product works, then people are happy. If people are happy, then people will talk about it. If people talk about it, then all I have to do is say, hey, we work with Walmart, Microsoft, and Toyota. They've all seen these results with our technology. I saw that you are looking potentially for those type of results. When can we sit down and have the conversation? If they're like, I don't really feel like talking to a sales rep because, some people just like can't stand talking to salespeople. What I do is when I would like close, say, let's say Toyota, right? And I would say, hey, if I get you 2x increase in revenue, will you talk to other CTOs like yourself on my behalf? If you get 2x in revenue, I will do a call every week, Jarrett. Because they just invested like $250,000, $500,000 in the solution. They want to incentivize me, so I say that before the deal is signed or right after the deal is signed.
And so, how do you handle rejection? I'm sorry, I'm asking a lot.
Real quick, let me finish it off though.
Sorry
and then so what happens then is I say that before it actually happens. Once it does happen, I'll be like, hey, do you remember that conversation 6 months ago? Yeah. When I said if I get 2x increase in revenue, you talk to other CTOs. We got 3.5x. I would love for you to be able to brag about that too. And then I just list off all the CTOs that I want to talk to. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll talk to them whenever. Here's my schedule. Because CTOs like to talk to other CTOs about how smart they are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Plus, they want to also just network with other CTOs. You know what I'm saying? Because they're equally yoked. Yeah. So instead of me saying, hey, do you want to talk to me about results? I'll say, hey, we've gotten all these companies' results, and I know you probably don't want to talk to a sales guy. Would you be open to talking to the CTO of Toyota that worked with us that got the results, and you can kind of ask them questions from a CTO's perspective, and if you're interested, great, and if not, you made a cool connection.
That's it.
Yeah, I'll talk to the CTO of Toyota. They talk, and now they're sold. Instead of me going 6 months to get to that CTO,
you've already embedded it in your
first call, and now he's bringing me down to his like VPs and SVPs, which are super hard to get a hold of, and saying, hey, whatever Jarrett says, listen, let's figure out how we can bring this into the company. So it's easy if you do it that way, but people do it the harder way where they start at the first line manager, the second line. By the time you get there, I already got to them.
You're playing chess and not checkers.
So like for your, for being in tech sales, right? You know, speaking to like, CTOs and stuff like that, how can someone approach those type of conversations? What kind of mindset do you have to have going into a meeting with a CTO?
Yeah.
So the cool thing about tech sales is they give you extensive training every time because they're not expecting us to be technical and they're not expecting us to know the product. So they give us like 3, sometimes 6 months of intense training, and you do like case studies and role plays, and you also can listen to sales calls that top reps have with CTOs, so you understand like the discovery questions and the type of points that CTOs want to talk about. But when it comes to the approach, sales is more about listening than talking.
Key.
That's the key. Don't go in there,
blabbing.
Because honestly,
that's what they don't do.
I feel like that's a different in engineering, right? You have to almost like be able to talk, and like tech side, you have to be able to talk about what you have done and like explain what you have done to like senior leadership in the way that they buy in. But tech sales looks like it's a lot different.
It's a lot different.
Yeah. So like you start off by letting them know like we are legit. So you show all the logos you've worked with, you show some of the impact to get them open to talking to you. Because you're like, hey, in order for us to get you to where we got them, we need to understand what your problems are so we could properly diagnose it. Or we need to figure out what the problem is. So if our solution can't help you, then we won't waste your time.
Yes.
Right?
I like when I talk to sales reps that are just matter of fact, get straight to the point, and it makes me even want to engage with you more, honestly, versus it sounds like you're just trying to sell me, you're just trying to do whatever it is to grab my attention and get me to sign this deal for whatever reason. But I like when they're just more matter of fact. I feel like that gets you the lead better than when you're just trying to basically persuade or convey somebody with whatever you think it is they want.
Yeah, when you come to when you approach it of like my time is valuable, and I don't want to waste my time like giving you a solution that's not going to get you what you need. Because if that happens, then you're upset. It's going to hurt my reputation. It's not good for everybody. And they're like, oh, okay, this guy's not like desperate for money. He wants to do the right thing and make sure that it's a right fit. So let me tell him everything that we're dealing with, all of my pains, my fears, hopes, and dreams. And then as a salesperson, you're like, so what I heard is your pains, fears, hopes, and dreams. Is that accurate? Perfect. We got the solution. But you have to actually have the solution.
Don't lie about what you're about to deliver.
Yeah.
because what also happens too is reps will like sell a lemon, right?
I've been in that situation before.
And then it's just a painful process during the implementation, et cetera, and then it just hurts your reputation.
Exactly.
Overall,
it does.
like your sales leaders are upset with you, the implementation team's mad because they're dealing with this angry customer all day. Like you got to make sure it's the right fit. So not all money is good money in tech sales, but a lot of my teammates would say and do whatever it took to get a deal. I will walk away from a deal if it doesn't make sense, and spend time on the things that actually make sense.
Which is valuable.
To preserve the reputation.
Yeah, and people can smell when you have commission on your mind. You know what I'm saying? On your breath. So for me, I'm like, yo, if it's a fit, great. If not, no worries. But I need to know certain things. So tell me about this and what metrics do you care about and da-da-da. And it helps me build the business case so that when we have to show them like, here's how we're going to implement it. Here's what we're going to do to achieve the results. And here's the potential results. Hey, this is a $500,000 contract, but based off of your metrics, your inputs, and how our solution works, we project that we can give you $1.5 million increase in revenue, 3x ROI. This product pays for itself, helps procurement, everything like that. But they believe you because you listened
to them.
Them. Right.
You heard the problem.
That makes sense.
You know, you said something out there that says that it's rather than trying to tell people you need a job, you said it's just easier to tell them that how can I support you?
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm going to use this opportunity to like jump into the big stage energy, what you do with there, and just like tell us more about that, because I really want to touch on that conversation we had outside. So I think it would be a good way to transition, because we don't want to make the whole conversation about tech sales.
Yeah, but hopefully.
Well, is there any additional question you guys have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
No,
I was gonna say in the beginning you talked about how you didn't have the MBA. Did you eventually go get the MBA?
No.
Interesting.
No. You don't need an MBA for tech sales.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all. Honestly, in this day and age, in my opinion, you just need experience.
Yes.
So like there's like you can get a bunch of certifications, but if you can get like experience building things, and like she mentioned outside your other guests about like GitHub projects, etc. Like that's to me more important. So yeah, like I'm not saying MBAs aren't good or necessary, but back when I was in college, MBAs were like super important. Right. Now it's just more so about like hands-on experience
versus going to get the MBA doctorate.
Yeah, because I mean these AI are like MBAs
already,
literally.
You know what I'm saying? So
nah, I feel it.
Like as an MBA, student, write this, So like I don't think it's necessary. So sales, you definitely don't need an MBA. It's not going to help you get a higher salary or whatever.
Okay. Can you say you had a question?
Yeah, so I know being aggressive is important in your field, right? Like, trying to make those sales, So how do you be aggressive without being annoying? And like the reason why like I kind of ask this question is I get calls from like
I do too
from like all these products like
you get emails
blah blah Kemby, I see you're a cloud security engineer. We have this tool for you. I want you to talk to your team about it and stuff. And sometimes like every week, and like sometimes they put minutes on your calendar, and I'm like, what's going on? So how do you be aggressive without being annoying?
Yeah, and this will segue into the big stage energy part of it. You triangulate through your network as much as possible. Okay. So like I mentioned with like a CTO of Toyota talking to the CTOs of my, prospects, like that's how I try to look at it. So my messaging is always, we've worked with references, referrals.
Yeah.
Same way with getting a job, like getting a job cold versus me telling somebody, hey, you should hire them, and I'm the top rep on the team. Right. They're going to see them as less of a risk, and they're also going to put the blame on me if it doesn't go through, so they can kind of deflect.
Sure. Yeah.
And so like confidence comes through success. So I talk about success, but if you're just peppering people with, can I get a meeting? Nobody cares. Yeah. But if I pepper you with, hey, we helped, like for instance, Hackerproof, right? If I call you up and say, hey, we helped Tech is the New Black go from 10,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers, we'd love to share with you how we did it. And then you call up Cyrus and you're like, yo, is this true? Yeah, they're great. Yeah. You're going to take the meeting.
Yeah, you're going to take the meeting. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I would do. I'd be even like, and if you have any doubts, feel free to reach out to them. And then because I did so well for Cyrus will take the calls and be like, yeah, Jarrett's great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even you know what I'm saying? So like ultimately, how to be aggressive without being annoying is just being strategic.
That's it.
And being value focused. I don't really blow people up necessarily.
You just be in the right room.
Yeah. I mean, at IBM, what I used to do is use my corporate card. There's a program where you could get like Knicks, Giants, and Jets tickets, but you'd have to have like the highest level executive for the biggest opportunities. So I used to call like CTOs of like Universal Music Group and be like, hey, there's a Knicks game I want to go to. I can't go to it without you. Would you be down to go?
Okay.
You gotta be smooth with it.
I was smooth.
And they'd be like, I mean, shoot, of course I want to go to the Knicks game, but you're going to talk my ear off about IBM all day. I'm like, no, I won't. Here's my promise to you. Let's go to a really expensive dinner because IBM's paying for it.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll go to the game, talk nothing about IBM.
Yeah.
We'll talk about everything else. We don't have to talk. We can just watch the game in silence. At the end, just give me 5 minutes to give my spiel. If you say no, I had a great night, you had a great night, we're good.
Yeah.
I follow through on my promise, get them nice steak, nice wine, they're feeling good. We're talking about everything. They see me as a human being now.
Yes.
So they're like, all right, Jarrett, give me the pitch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring it up, you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you
give me
will
the
bring it
pitch.
up, yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool. We've helped XYZ company, XYZ company, XYZ company. We think we can do the same. So I don't even need to have you in the meeting. Just get me in the room with John, Michael, and Katie.
Yeah.
I'll present it. If they like it, great. If they don't, the same way I promised that I would leave you alone, I'll leave them alone. No big deal.
You come to them from a human.
How do you in a tech sales position? Someone in a tech sales position who's watching this right now. How can they deal with rejection? Because not everything is going to go as smooth as possible. So, what is some method to deal with, rejection? Because sometimes you could make a lot of cold calls and they'll say no. How do you pick yourself back up and just keep moving?
It's not personal. You know, they don't know you. Number one, so it's like 4 agreements, take nothing personal. I think that way just with anything. Like anything that happens, people do has nothing to do with me to a certain degree, as long as I'm showing up with integrity and respect.
Yeah.
The other thing is it's just a part of the job.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of like you got to kind of brainwash yourself in this delusion of like, because when I was knocking on doors, as you can imagine, a black kid knocking on doors in Kentucky, where the dad's at work and it's just the mom,
it's just not the best look.
There's like, what the fuck, so like I got doors slammed in my face, I got called racial slurs, I got cops called on me, like all kinds of stuff, and that really built up my mental toughness. And but what it was about was just like, at the end of the day, every no is one step closer to the next yes. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got another no. The next yes is coming. The next yes is coming. And it's just, it like honestly, you miss all the shots you don't take. And then I think about too, like sometimes when I picked up when I didn't want to pick up the phone, and I picked it up, and it turned into like a $50,000 commission check. I'm like, shoot, I'm picking up the phone. You know what I mean? So like that once you get that first taste of success, you realize like you never know what's going to be on the other side of the line or this other side of the email. But I just try to be more strategic in terms of how I move. So when I first got to IBM, first thing I asked my manager was like, who's the top sales rep?
Okay.
Michael Grossi's the top sales rep. I hit up Michael. I was like, hey, I'm the new rep. I'd like to take you to dinner and just learn a little bit about, how you became the top rep. And, he's making a ton of money. I'm like entry level salary, but take him to a really nice spot. And he just gave me the game. He told me the whole like corporate card play. He said the top down play. He said, have them talk to, he gave me everything I just told you. He saved me so much time. So when it comes to like rejection as a rep, I would just say, who's the best rep? Take them out to lunch, dinner, and get them to open up about how they're successful and just follow the steps. It'll save you time and it'll help you with the messaging and get you in the spaces. And I think about that with everything. Like anything that I do, I want to learn it from the best. How do I get their time? Is I lead with value.
Exactly.
What you actually said kind of hit what we're actually doing too, because we get in this field we're in, just starting a startup, you get a lot of no's. I think one thing that me and Vic have talked about a lot is that it doesn't matter who tells us no. At least let's just keep trying. You never know what's going to be in the next door or the next call of trying. Just trying to call and just see what happens. So
yeah, because like I mean, like I was gonna say again, like I feel like people don't really understand the value of taking people out to lunch or taking those kind of people out to dinner because they're gonna get like $1 million worth of game for like $50.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now you have a good
that's steak at $50.
No, for real. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's still a lot of ROI. I mean, shoot, $500 dinner bill and you get $1 million worth of
games.
Still, like it's amazing, especially relationships too.
Yes.
Because if they really rock with you,
now you have
then they
someone
can
in your
introduce
network.
you.
Yeah.
Somebody has 20 years of experience. I have 5.
Yeah.
If they really rock with me, then I'm absorbing 20 years of experience, 20 years of network, etc. And I just have to figure out how to make myself valuable to this person that has a lot. The other thing that I'll say about rejection, it's a mindset thing. So the thing that helps with mindset is reading autobiographies of really successful people. Because when you read it, you read their pain, their struggle, their rejection, the depression, the adversity. And you're like Steve Jobs, like if you like watch his autobiography, like he had his ups and then he lost it all. Then ups and lost it all. Like it's incredible amount of struggle. Abraham Lincoln, all kinds of people, Oprah, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody goes through adversity. So when you're going through it, you're just like, okay, this is part of my journey. This is going to be part of the story I write in my book when I'm triumphant. You know what I'm saying? And just like keep pushing. Like life, things that happen to you, it's not like what happened to you, it's about what did I learn from it. So every time I would get a door slam in my face, I was like, what did I learn from this door slam? Maybe I need to smile a little bit more, or maybe I need to so I just like I learned how to disarm moms at the door, like, hey, it's Jarrett from Texas, and no, my arms aren't tired, and they're like, oh my god, this black nerdy kid, he's not a threat. Come to my house, tell me about the books, and then I would be like, once I got like I got the cops calling me so many times.
Wow.
I was like, can I show you guys what I have? And I was like, what grade are your kids in? Oh, 3rd grade. What's their hardest subject? Math. Well, check this out. It goes step by step.
Now they're your customer.
And then they bought the book. I had the chief of police sign inside of my book. I'd be like, yeah, the chief of police is a customer, the PTA president, the coach of the football team. And I just wanted to take a second to show you what we have. Do you have a seat? I would put my head down and I would assumptively walk into the house and they'd be like, okay. And then we sit down. But the fact that they saw that other people in their network were customers, it gave them comfort, and they were curious, like, oh, well, why did they buy it? And he must not be a threat. So, like, I take that mindset, and that's why, like, the big stage energy and the conferences, etc. It's all about like who you know, who knows you, who talks about you, and that's why being a good person and under promising, over delivering is important, because your reputation will precede you everywhere you go, but also your network can make it super easy. One documentary I recommend everybody watch is on Netflix. It's called Black Godfather.
Black Godfather.
It's about in the description for you guys who want to watch it. Yeah,
Black Godfather about Clarence Avant. He's like this mogul in the music, movie, entertainment industry. He helped everybody from Frank Sinatra to Ray Charles to Quincy Jones. Like, he touched everybody. But he has this quote that stuck with me when I first saw it. He's like, I don't have problems, I have friends. So, like, if I get laid off from a job, I have so many hiring manager friends that I never have to apply for a job. I'll just call the CTO of Capital One and be like, hey, I'm available, what's up? You know what I'm saying? And they'll trust me enough to make something happen.
Yeah, so going into that, I want to dive deeper into Big Stage Energy, because that's your baby now. You've been building that for how long?
Just since Afrotech, actually.
And it's got to this level already.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about it,
Yeah, so basically, as I mentioned in our street interview, like LinkedIn, applying for jobs on Indeed, et cetera, is going to be harder and harder and harder as the years go on. There's deep fake applicants. There's AI resumes that are inflating everybody's experience. So it's hard to really understand who is who. There's a lot of empty roles because they have to post the role but there's so many layoffs happening that most roles are getting hired via internal, or they're getting hired via somebody they know in their network, which is the point of Big Stage Energy. And then lastly, there's these automated application services. So I can basically click a button and it'll apply to 50 jobs. If 100 people are doing that, then there's going to be 200 applications for every single job. It makes it hard for them to find you. So because of like my podcast and just kind of like the community that I built, I get DMs like every day saying like, hey, can you help me get a job? Can you help me get investments for my startup? Can you help me get on a podcast? Can you help me get on stage? And, you know, it's obviously like, it's hard to try to help everybody, right? Yeah. But more importantly, it was more difficult with DEI being completely slashed. With AI taking away entry-level jobs, it just became even harder to help people with those things. So what I realized is the only way that people can really figure out what's real and what's not is to actually go to events where decision makers are and build in-person relationships. Plus, you know, because of 20 years in tech and because of 5 years kind of being a thought leader and a community builder online, I have a lot of relationships. So I said, what if I created a community where I work with conferences, I bring them value, they give me free tickets. I bring those free tickets to my community. So every Tuesday we drop free tickets to our community. We also bring in recruiters and hiring managers to do like workshops and mentorship sessions, et cetera. And so what we do is we have all those free tickets. It's a $4.99 for the year. So like Afrotech is part of the package, right?
It's even more expensive.
Afrotech is $625.
So value.
I think it's even, I thought it was even more than that, like 700 and.
Well, it doesn't even matter what it is, but
$4.99 is way
$4.99.
less.
For a whole year.
Yeah,
way less.
I think it's $625 like early bird or something like that.
Okay.
But let's say it's $625 now. But like you get an Afrotech ticket with us for $4.99 plus 70 other conferences from like, but also like we're not just focused on black tech conferences because I love black tech conferences because you get to see people that can relate to your culture.
For sure.
We can all pour into each other, etc. But it's important for us to get into spaces like CES, RSA.
I was going to say, do you guys have
Human
those?
X? Yeah.
Okay.
And these are really expensive tickets as well.
Very expensive tickets. Some of them go for like $2,000.
Exactly. So I mean, just for those watching, the price might not stay the same for long.
Sign up fast. Sign up right now.
The link should be below, right?
The link is in the bio.
But yeah, for now, like as it's early, we're just gonna like have it be low, and it's the smaller it is, the more that we can like actually be hands on. The bigger it gets, the less. But we're gonna get some really really big conferences, and the key is just getting in rooms with decision makers. And then from a content perspective, I'm really focused on helping people learn how to maximize their time in these rooms. Like when they go to your event on March 17th, how to approach people in a way where they'll remember you.
Exactly.
They'll want to connect with you.
Exactly.
And you actually have meaningful follow-up that leads to your next job role or your next startup funding or your next podcast interview, whatever your goal is. Number one, you have to have intention behind everything that you do. So like we also help people understand this conference is good for people that want to do X, Y, and Z. These are the companies that'll be there. And sometimes we'll even invite some of the companies that'll be there into our online community. It's hosted in school to say like, hey, we're going to be recruiting at Diversitech. Here are the jobs that we're looking to hire for. Then our members can ask them questions before they decide to buy a plane ticket to Philadelphia because they don't have to buy the actual conference ticket because it's covered. So approximately we'll have about 70 to 100 conferences that we provide in 12 months. And the ticket prices overall should be around like $10,000. So for $4.99, you get $10,000 worth of conference tickets. So what I'm trying to do now is change people's mindsets of I need to get a certification and I need to focus on applying online. No, you need to focus on getting in rooms with people.
Get in those rooms.
And, you know, honestly, get in rooms with people that don't look like us.
Yes, that too.
Because you need to expand not only your network, but you also need to hear what the executives, because, you know, I wish there were more black executives, but like a lot of the biggest executives at the biggest AI companies are not black.
Yeah.
So we need to understand what they're thinking about when it comes to quantum computing, artificial superintelligence, robotics, and how they plan to basically make workforce less useful. And what that's gonna do is create a population that's useless.
Yes.
And you know, I'm like trying to say this in a very like
nice
put the sugar in the medicine way, but like if you really listen to Elon Musk's interviews, he really believes like Optimus and robots are gonna like outpace human beings in everything.
And they're building aggressively towards that. Like I was just watching Anthropic's like Anthropic had like a sit down with all of their founders. And like it was interesting how they kind of all knew each other for like years. And even though they don't want to necessarily say we're going to put you out of business or like we're going to replace jobs, the level of aggression that they're having towards building and trying to see how they can optimize their model, trying to see what they can replace, inevitably they're going to end up replacing a lot of people's like jobs, because their dream is to build the greatest models like known to mankind. That's literally their daily bread. And so to your point, like honestly, to put the sugar in the medicine, they're probably going to end up replacing them just based off that ambition alone.
Yeah, they're replacing themselves. They're building it so good that they're not even needed. And like, if you just look at the layoffs this year, people are like, oh, well, it's just, you know, beginning of the year layoffs. It's all usual. No, this is crazy.
It's
like
insane.
Microsoft is like 14K, Amazon
Come on
15K.
now, like, that is not normal.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think our parents saw those numbers back in their day. I mean, my dad was saying how when he graduated MBAs, he had like 6 offers out of college, like off of just having an MBA.
It was way better over that.
Like
at
back
that time.
then. And I'm like, really? Because now you can have an MBA, PhD, whatever it is, and still have to cold apply.
Something I would say also is with AI being so everywhere right now, people are losing touch with reality. Because they could just easily grab the information from just going on AI, so they're losing their human connection. What you're building with Big Stage Energy is actually, I feel like it's countering that in a way. It's bringing you in a community where you could get value from, or meeting people, understanding how to like interact with people, and just like find out exactly how you guys can help each other.
Human interaction.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'll be looking through Instagram and I'm like, is this AI or is this real? You know what I'm saying?
No, honestly, I can't even trust my feed anymore. I don't know.
You see some video of like kids running from like from the hospital, and I'm like, oh, is this AI?
And then people like professionally, people are gonna start doing that as well. Like, I've toyed with the idea because I don't really like doing like reels and content where I'm talking. Like, I'm just not my thing.
We feel the same.
So it's like make some deep fakes and all that stuff. But then I'm just like, when I see deep fake people, I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? So human connection, like Gary Vee talks about this, like analog human connection, going outside and making real connection. That's going to be the new, like, I guess the new
currency or
almost currency. I would say like the new luxury or something. I don't know. Because I feel like, and I won't go in a rabbit hole, but long story short, I feel like technology is going to have to get so good to a place where people can like put on metaverse goggles and just be in the whole world doing something because there's not any job for them. It's going to be a universal basic income thing where it's like you just get universal basic income to spend money into the things that you need.
I think Elon Musk talked about that. There's going to have to be some kind of universal.
Elon Musk has laid that out. Like really listen to Elon Musk, and then also listen to the people like, you know, Jensen from NVIDIA, etc. And the thing is, like, these conferences that we have, you can be in the rooms listening to these folks. Like, I went crazy viral in January because I went to CES and I was like at the NVIDIA CEO keynote event, and I looked around and there was like no black people. And he was on stage. There's another viral video I did of him like showing off all the robots, saying like they're gonna take this job and this job and this job. It got like 400K views. But like, we need to be in the rooms with the people that are in that room that are going to implement these things, to just understand like what is the direction and also where should we invest,
where's support needed,
because at the end of the day, like, if you can't beat them, join them, in the sense of if I can't beat Tesla and the fact that Optimus is going to like take over everything, let me invest in it so that as he's taking away my economic opportunities, I'm getting more economic opportunities because I'm a shareholder in his rocket ship. So like, I think it was SpaceX is going to go public this year, like things like that. So long story short, relationships are worth more than money. Relationships can either get you access to opportunities, access to money, or access to rooms. And so people need to be outside, like be outside. And it doesn't have to be with big stage energy. But if you do it with big stage energy, you're going to save a ton of money, and you're going to have some really powerhouses inside our community, as well as my network as well. Like if somebody hits me up and be like, "Hey man, can you connect me to Baba from Hackerproof?" I'd be like, "Shit, join big stage energy." Because at the end of the day, like I got to pour into the people in my community. Like there's so many people in my community that I want to have on your podcast. But like if you're not part of the community, I just can't. Because at the end of the day, like I only have so much time. So I'm pouring into my community, but yeah, man, big stage energy is just really about getting people outside, but also I look at it like this: not going to conferences for the sake of going to conferences, getting in front of decision makers.
Shout out to Big Stage Energy. Where can I sign up? What is that? What is the URL?
It's just a bigstage.energy.
Okay, you heard it. And we usually like to give the last couple of minutes for the guests to ask us any questions about ourselves. Anything you want to know about us, about Hackerproof, about our product suite, and what we offer and what we do.
Yeah, man. So when it comes to like the solution you offer, what problem you guys solve?
So it has to do a lot with AI. So we are working on a product right now, which includes a course marketplace, AI resume optimizer, matching ATS application tracking system. Helps you prep for interview. Has an AI agent with VAPI. That basically helps you prep for interview and just gets you comfortable doing interview. And not mass apply because that technology is not fully, we don't fully understand it, but we're working on basically like a query, like scrape the web for a job that matches your resume up to 89% or 90%, and we'll give you those jobs so you can easily apply for those jobs. No LinkedIn though, no LinkedIn jobs. And just trying to create something, looking at our ecosystem, looking at what we have. There's a lot of people who are looking for jobs, who are looking to learn about different things, like different courses, tech sales, even Forex, anything. People are trying to learn stuff, and it's easier for us to have a marketplace with our network, and easier for us to reach out to people from our network to make courses on our platform and just help grow the platform naturally. So that's what we are doing with the High Hack app. But beside that, we're also trying to bring people together, not only on our podcast, through events. So March 17th, be there or be screwed. Be there or be screwed. And
I'm gonna pull up.
Pull up. Yeah, pull up. We need the support. We need the support. So pull up. And I think that's all. Am I missing anything else?
No, that's pretty much
mentorship, providing value, because we are building an ecosystem where we have so many different people in different areas of tech. So it's easy for us to connect. Like, let's say someone wants to know about tech, and I say, hey, you gotta go join Big Stage Energy. They have people in tech sales there that can help you understand it more. So just having that network, having to be able to connect the ecosystem, connect just people who are looking for help is just what our mission and goal is.
How long have you guys been up and running?
1.5, 2 years now.
Gotcha. How many users?
Users. Okay, the app is not out. The app is coming out March. March or April. Yeah. We've just been doing the events and the podcasting space.
Right.
But that kind of led us to the whole idea of creating the app, just to better provide
just
a
from the
solution
need
for
that we
that
see from
ecosystem.
people. I mean, like if you're a nurse, for instance, and you're trying to transition into tech, you'll have a course suite where, okay, I want to be a GRC analyst. Well, we have GRC courses that you can take, and then we also have the model that can help you prepare for your interviews and help you optimize your resume. So instead of them having to depend on like their humans are also a good place, but there's a one-stop shop on our app that can help you facilitate those needs.
24/7.
By yourself. So
so it's interesting. I my last company was in a similar space, but it's definitely not the same because you guys do like courses and stuff like that. Are you guys going just straight B2C, or you might go like B2B, go to schools?
B2B. We actually, I don't know if I even say this, but April we're gonna be at Purview A&M.
Purview A&M.
We're gonna be at Purview A&M, and we'll be speaking to up to 100 freshmen in the computer engineering department. Just might give them access to the app for free.
I think they'll be our first user testers, our first testers.
But the goal is to be B2B also, be able to provide that value to universities, maybe target some HBCU initially, then go big in, target, who knows? Just start somewhere first.
We'll talk offline because I sold into a bunch of schools with my past company. I still have equity. I won't bring them up though. Just for sake of respecting your app. But and then interview. And so I'm asking questions now from a place of like, interview, like how do you guys do interview prep with yours?
Okay, so there's a VAPI agent that we are plugged into, right? And through prompting engineering, we are able to collect data of just like is a voice thing, but we're adding feature that we can scan your eyes just so if you're looking at additional places, because that's going to be needed. Because not just
non-verbal communication,
not just verbal communications. Maybe there'll be like a warning on the screen that says, "Hey, you agreed to have your face on the interview," and we just collect data on how your face moving, how you're smiling, and just that to help give you a better score of how you perform during the interview. It's going to be technical and a mix of behavioral and just like facial. And at the end, we just grade you on how you perform, and we'll give you feedback on what you need to improve on after the end of the interview. You can stop the interview anytime, but at the end of the interview, we'll give you feedback, and then you can use that feedback and improve on it, and just keep doing the same interview process and just until you get comfortable.
Yeah, so I know we're maybe running on time. So last question would be like, for the people watching this, like what things would be super important for Hackerproof in 2026 from like a support standpoint, whether it's attending events, whether it's signing up for your app, like how can the people that are watched support Hackerproof?
I think just support by coming to our event, learning from people who have been in the field, from people like you, because this experience gave us some time for us to learn from you and also learn from your experience.
Watching
and,
the episode, sharing
watching
the episode,
sharing the episode,
sharing the reels, sharing a lot of online push.
Just helping support, because we started this whole community, Hackerproof HQ, just off love and basically off just having a field that this community is needed, because again, there's people that look like us who are getting to the field who are not really fitting that like high exec, like high tech, like a high tech position, like one of those top companies. There are people who are working just texting, Verizon, HP, all this kind of thing, and they don't really have a community that suits them. I think our community is easygoing. We're not really trying to show you that we are the coolest guys in the block. We're just trying to like bring people on and share value and actually have that.
You guys are just like normal people.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the goal.
Trying to help normal people get experience.
That's how it is.
That's how I am as well. And that's why amazing. I was able to grow. This has been fun.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Believing in what we do and want to be here, because not everybody believes in us, but you believe in us.
This was such a great episode. So much value was poured.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So much game.
One last point I want to make before we like do closing is when you go to events, the best way to actually get people to want to rock with you, because that's something I really want to make sure I talk about, is instead of asking people, what do you do? Because when you do that, they hear that question all the time. You look like you're trying to qualify. Are they somebody that's important enough or whatever? Can I use them? Instead, ask, what are you passionate about and how can I support it?
Okay.
Because passionate doesn't even mean like, what's your title and where do you work? It could be anything. And then really listen. And then when they say that, try to act on it. Like if you said like, hey, I have a Hackerproof event. I would like for people to show up. Cool. Where can I find the event? Cool. I just signed up and I just sent it to my group chat. I'll see you there.
We might have to push this episode up so we can release it.
We might have to push this episode up. This one has to go first.
We'll make this episode.
It has to come out before March.
We'll make this next episode.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this episode, make sure you follow Big Stage Energy, follow Hackerproof HQ, support Hackerproof HQ, support Big Stage Energy, and I appreciate you for coming.
Thank you, Dr. J.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, wait, is there anything we're forgetting?
No, we said everything.
Wait a second. Can I at least shout out my social media and stuff?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, real quickly, I would love for you guys to follow me on Instagram, Dr. J, DOCTAJ, Big Tech Energy, all platforms, and look me up on LinkedIn. I drop some gems there as well. So stay tapped in at Big Stage Energy, bigstage.energy.
Yeah.
Pull up, man. We're gonna have a great year.
Let's do it.
Thank you for coming
Bye.
again. Hackerproof HQ out. That was great.